Welcome to Nonprofit Life, where we're changing lives one show at a time. So excited to be here with all of you and to have an amazing guest with me today who you're going to hear about. This show is sponsored by our company Leverage. And so my guest today is the amazing, incredible Linda Taché. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you, Mel. It's so great to be here.
So excited to have you. Linda is the president and VP of Fundraising and Public Policy for the Collaboration Center Foundation. So we are so excited to hear all about that. I know you've been working so hard in this whole new foundation that I know is incredible, and I know the community is so excited to hear all about that. So welcome, and I hope things are staying safe and healthy with you. And
yes, so far so good.
Tell us a little bit about the mission and vision of the Collaboration Center Foundation, please.
Absolutely, I would love to. So first, I want to preface everything with, this is something, another project that is so close to my heart. I mean, as most of you know out there, my son was diagnosed with autism when he was young, and we had a hard time getting him diagnosed and treated. So really that was where my passion started with, serving the autism and neurodevelopmental related community. So, over the years, I was really focused on that, starting and building Grant to Gift Autism Foundation, meeting other families that might have children with different disabilities and autism. We're seeing that the challenges are the same: the social, emotional, the financial, the relational, the isolation, right? The social isolation, we all have a lot in common. So when I first was introduced to the Collaboration Center, and the word collaboration probably speaks, for itself, really the heart of it is inclusiveness, right? The heart is that we are here to bring the whole disability community together. We know that with systems and organizations, there's a lot of silos out there that are operating, within their mission, which that's what we need to do to make the impact, right? But really what our model is structured as is we want to work with existing nonprofits, existing government agencies, existing providers and doctors that are touching our disability community. So really the heart of what we do is we are promoting this organization to really be inclusive, and that means even social inclusion for those with disabilities. And we really want to promote a higher concentration of care, because we know that there's a lot of families not getting served, right, Mel? I mean, yeah, so really the Collaboration Center, we have two phases, which we'll probably get into a little bit, but first and foremost, we're here to collaborate with others and to really be inclusive so that we all can reach our full potential and have the best quality of life possible.
That's amazing, and that's incredible. What I understand about the Collaboration Center, and maybe you can talk a little about that there'll be different services and different how the agencies kind of collaborate together in the different pieces to help these kids and families utilize different ways of support and those services. Can you talk about that a bit in that model?
Yeah, absolutely. And why the point that you just made, why that is so important is that, first of all, there's a lot of individuals that have dual diagnosis, or they have more than one diagnosis. So like my son, for example, has autism, ADHD, and a learning disability, right? There's Down syndrome individuals that are on the autism spectrum. There's Down syndrome individuals that can be blind. There's such a combination of things that we're seeing right now with the prevalence, getting greater and greater. So it was really important that, again, we create this model that anyone can fit into, right? Anyone, regardless of your age, where you're at in your life, your treatment, your diagnosis, right? So again, the premise is the same. We want to promote that early intervention for families that need that diagnosis, even if it's a genetic diagnosis. It doesn't have to just be neurodevelopmental. So what we're doing in our first phase, Mel, is that we've created this wonderful program called Pathways, right? So there are currently over 37,000 children and youth in the Clark County School District alone that are affected with one or more disabilities.
Wow.
And we all know, just by looking at who's being served in our community today, we know that many of those families are not getting the help they need. They are confused where to go. They maybe don't have the right coverage, the right funding, and they feel hopeless and isolated. And that's why this Pathways program was created, so that we have a team of social workers and other professionals that anyone can call in, especially during this time, right? When we're worried about hunger, we're worried about losing our jobs. You know, just put that on top of living with a disability and it just multiplies, right, exponentially. So this program is our first phase of connecting with the community and other organizations to say, hey, family, you can go here and you can go here, and we're going to follow you, and we're going to make sure that even if your doctors and providers are not communicating, we're going to be that care coordination for you, that we're going to hold your hand, and we're going to help every part of that family, siblings, aunts and uncles, and grandmas and grandpas, etc.
Wow. You've already begun the Pathways program, right? Before the
Yes.
pandemic, all that is into play. You have kind of a location where families were coming. Are you doing that virtually now, or is it on hold?
Yes. Yeah, that is a great question. Especially in this time, we want to make sure that everyone's staying safe, right?
Yes.
But we don't want that staying safe to be at the expense of someone's development as well.
Sure.
So we are working with this wonderful telehealth program called VC. It's a virtual program. So if somebody does want to have that face-to-face contact,
Yes.
or, you know, we have that potential. Again, this is free to the community. So we also have, you know, through email, electronic, and then by phone. So we are definitely, you know, serving our families remotely right now. But we're still having, you know, the same impact because we're more accessible, if that makes sense, than we were before.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of families, especially now, that need this help. And I know personally my story with Matthew and how many families you'll be helping and changing lives in this program and in your foundation. I would like to hear a little bit about the event that you have coming up, and then some of your things for the future. Please.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, just to circle back, and this will lead into your question, is that right now we do have a physical location. So that's really exciting. So now that, you know, we're starting to have plans of reopening, you know, our organization is actually talking about, okay, when do we feel it's safe to go back into the office? Because the other piece of that is that we do share the space, 5,000 square feet, with another provider, which is our first facility partner. Okay, so they do speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavior therapy, and physical therapy, which we're really excited because the physical therapy piece is missing when it comes to those services. So that's our first facility partner. So right now we are setting the foundation of our model. So once, now that we have this happening, the goal is that we're working on a campus, and that's
exciting. So, oh my goodness, that is amazing.
From, you know, this one first step, you know, to a campus, and honestly, that's again what attracted me to this project, is that the need is so great in this community, right? Is that we have to have more providers. I mean, wait lists, there's over 3,500 children and youth on wait lists, which is ridiculous, right? We have a shortage of trained professionals. So this campus, how it would work is that we would own, the nonprofit foundation collaboration center would own and facilitate the facility and all the grounds. And then we would have facility partners that are running their own businesses. So that way we can build a larger capacity to provide services, right? And then we're going to have also that social inclusion and recreation piece that's missing. So this campus will have diagnostics, treatment services, wraparound services, but then we're also going to have sports. We're going to have a sport court, a swimming pool. It's going to be a destination that families can come to, right? A garden. We are going to help them. We'll have a cafe. We're going to have an exercise room. And again, these are all, this scope of services is not being done anywhere that we've found in the nation. So we're hoping that this will be a model going forward.
What's so amazing about that is that so the kids and families also can have the fun.
Yes.
So it's a mixture of work to get, help these kids grow and cruise, and you have the work that they need to do to get there, but then you have things on the campus that will be really a fun outlet for them to also feel confident.
Exactly. And in a safe environment, right? I mean, Matthew has a sibling, Grant doesn't have a sibling, but I've seen families that when they're taking their children to treatment, they have to sit in the lobby for an hour and not do anything. And and I think the siblings can get resentful sometimes. So with this project that we're talking about, the siblings would be able to go out there and meet some new friends, new sibs, and maybe shoot a couple hoops or plan, we're going to have tons of events that they can plug into. And so we really, again, want to make this a destination for these families, like you said, to have fun, grow with each other, meet new people. And we're going to have peers, typical peers that will be models in this as well. It's not just limited, right, to having a disability, but we want it inclusive. That's part of the heart, is inclusive.
So how can the community get involved? As I said, tell us a little bit about some things coming up that you have on May 19th, and where the community can help. Talk a little about that, please.
Absolutely, because we all know that it takes support, right, to keep these amazing organizations and missions and visions going and growing. So one thing that we're doing is we actually had a luncheon that was scheduled right before the governor announced the quarantine. So like many organizations, we had to cancel our event, and a lot of organizations are rescheduling in the fall. So our team talked about that. We went back and forth, but we already have some really amazing things scheduled for the fall. So we didn't want to wait. And right now, again, the support is so needed because these families are isolated in their homes, and there's talk about regression because these kids on the spectrum are having other, OCD or anxiety. They're in their happy place, right? And so we have to address, while we're going through this, we have to help and we have to address these things. So what we've decided to do is hold a virtual lunch event, which we're coining it the Power of 19. So we're holding it on May 19th, and we're really focusing on the collective power of healing, power of strength, and power of collaboration. We focused so much on the COVID-19 and really the scariness and the anxiety and the times, the hard times that have come with it. But now we need to look at what's the hope, right? Where is the hope? And so this Power of 19 is going to be a great event. We have the wonderful and dynamic Mark Shinnok, who's actually going to be our host and MC. And it's going to be on a webinar, GoToWebinar platform. And we're going to do it like a traditional event. We're going to have an online auction that people can participate in. The individual tickets, there's two prices. One's $119 for the basic, and again, it's 100% tax deductible. And then we're going to have another ticket price for $150, where you'll actually get a box lunch that is coming, you know, to your home. So we're going to have some great honorees. We're honoring the wonderful Joe W. Brown, who has done so much pioneering in Nevada. And it's exciting because one of his great friends, who's one of our ex-governors, is Bob List. So Bob List will be presenting the award to Joe W. We're also honoring John and Jackie Miller, who are parents themselves, and they have, you know, they're very dedicated to making sure our community gets what it needs to help. And then one of our board members, who's Sunny Vinua, and Sunny is actually the president of the Asian Chamber of Commerce. And he has a family member that is also affected with a disability. So these people are going to be honored, and we hope this will become an annual event. And I'm telling you, it's going to be lots of fun.
Wow.
And
Sounds
a few prizes.
well. How do people register at your website, which is?
Yes. So you can register at collablv.org. That's COLLABLV.org. And there's also sponsorship opportunities. So again, they can go to our website, they can take a look at everything. And we do want to really impress upon everyone that's listening is that if you are not able to attend, because, you know, we understand things are busy and crazy right now, we are encouraging people to support this cause with a $19 donation on a monthly basis. So if they can sign up to do $19 a month, they are going to be able to change so many lives as we are growing these programs.
I have the chills of what you're doing, Linda, because you know you are so near and dear to my heart, and everything that you have done in this community and continue to do in this community, you are just a hero and an inspiration for all of us. So this is just something that, as I said, makes my heart sing, that these families and will have this opportunity in our town to be able to. I wish this was here when Matthew, you know, was growing up, because we know the need. If anybody knows that, myself personally and you, and this is going to be just really incredible for our community. So I wish you, wow, I mean, kudos to you and your team.
Thank you, Melanie, and I really appreciate your kind words and your love and support, and you've been there for me personally and professionally over the years, and we've done a lot of great things together. And you know what I say to everyone, that was just a warm-up.
That was right. This is the
real warm up to the really amazing things that are to come. And you know this more than everyone, is we can't do it alone. No, we have to have a lot of people, good people with good hearts, coming alongside of us.
Yes, and now that the community is watching, I really hope, you know, that you go to Linda's site, the Collaboration Center site, and see how you can get involved, see how you can attend the events, get other people to attend what you're doing on the 19th, to get more people engaged, because as we know, like you said, it takes a village.
It really does. It does. And if anyone else out there needs support too, for a friend, you know, or a family member, you know, again, you can reach out to our Pathways team through that website as well.
Well, you know, my heart is in this with you, and whatever you need, you know, I'm here, and you can count on me always for these families to have services and really, really be able to live, you know, more productive lives and continue to grow with these kids and young adults. So thank you so much for being on the show. And I'm so glad the community is listening to what you're doing, because I know that you will get a lot of responsive people that need help and want to really support. So
well, thank you. Thank you.
Everything. And stay safe and healthy. Give that hug to Grant for me.
Okay.
And thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome, Mel. Thank you again.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.